How's it going, everyone? In this video, we have some big news on Drew McIntyre, new details on Raw switching to 2 hours, and a whole lot more. But before we begin, please make sure to drop a like on this video. I would really appreciate it. Alright guys, so for our first story of today, we have some news that a big title match will actually not be taking place at Bad Blood. As Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer reports, although the match has been confirmed, Bron Breakker versus Jey Uso for the Intercontinental Championship will not be going down at Bad Blood. Instead, it will be taking place on an episode of Monday Night Raw, but when that will happen remains to be seen. Next up, we have some news on why the Rascals were pulled from their NXT Tag Team title match. As Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer reports, the reason for this seemingly last-minute decision was because Trey Miguel of the Rascals had to undergo an unexpected minor surgery on Sunday, which resulted in WWE pulling the Rascals from the match and replacing them with the Street Profits. Next, we have a big update on Raquel Rodriguez's return to WWE. So after it was recently reported that Raquel has been training for her return to WWE television, according to a new report from PW Insider, creative pitches are currently being made to reintroduce Raquel Rodriguez into current WWE storylines. However, as of this moment, there is no exact timetable for her return to WWE programming. Next, we have the latest details on Monday Night Raw switching to 2 hours. As Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer and Mike Johnson of PW Insider report, the decision to cut Raw to 2 hours was actually made by the USA Network and not by WWE. Moreover, when Raw moves to Netflix in January, fans should expect the show to return to 3 hours, although there is still some uncertainty because WWE has yet to confirm just how long the episodes on Netflix will be. Moving on to our next story, we have some very bad news for Drew McIntyre. So after the Hell in a Cell match was made official for WWE Bad Blood, it looks like the outcome for that match does not look very good for Drew McIntyre. Because according to a report from PW Insider, one match that WWE is heavily considering for Survivor Series is for CM Punk to take on Gunther at the event, which appears to indicate that CM Punk will finally end his feud with Drew McIntyre at Bad Blood and start a brand new program with Gunther. So now guys, I want to give you my thoughts and opinions on all of the stories that we discussed today. Starting off with our first story, we did talk about Bron Breakker versus Jey Uso, reportedly not set to take place at Bad Blood, which is pretty surprising in my opinion, because I would think that this match being the Intercontinental Championship match, I thought that this match would have been a shoo-in to take place at Bad Blood. However, that is not apparently the plan. Instead, Dave Meltzer is saying that this match will be taking place on an episode of Monday Night Raw, which is, I guess, pretty surprising. However, I do think that because WWE has a very different format as to how they are booking WWE PLEs, and that is to have 5 matches. I believe it's 5 or 6 matches max. So I do think that they are saving this match for an episode of Monday Night Raw. And in my opinion, guys, in terms of who will end up winning this match, I do see Bron Breakker retaining his Intercontinental Championship against Jey Uso, which could be very bad, in my opinion, because Jey Uso has been very, very popular over the past couple of months. So to have him lose, I think it would be a very big mistake, unless WWE has plans for Bron Breakker to win the match in a dirty way, so then they could have the rematch take place at Crown Jewel. But, you know, that remains to be seen. The other story that we talked about was on the reason why the Rascals were pulled from their NXT Tag Team title match. And apparently Trey Miguel from the Rascals had to undergo a pretty a minor surgery, which is why WWE decided to pull them from their scheduled match, their scheduled NXT Tag Team title match, which is a shame in my opinion, because I think that the Rascals are very talented, and it would have been very interesting to see them become the NXT Tag Team Champions. However, I'm pretty sure that when Trey Miguel is able to wrestle again, I'm pretty sure that WWE will book another match for the Rascals and to potentially challenge for the NXT Tag Team titles. The other story that we discussed was on Raquel Rodriguez's return, and it is being reported that currently WWE Creative is working on plans to write Raquel Rodriguez into current storylines, and I do think that Raquel is someone who can be booked very strong, similar to how Rhea Ripley is being booked, someone with her size and her strength and her presence. I do think that when Raquel returns, I'm pretty sure that WWE will have something very important for her, and I'm pretty excited to see what they have in store for Raquel Rodriguez. The other story that we discussed was on why Monday Night Raw has been switched to 2 hours instead of 3. And Dave Meltzer and also Mike Johnson of PW Insider, they did report that this change was actually not a decision that was made by WWE, but it was made by the USA Network. However, because Monday Night Raw will be only 2 hours until they move to Netflix, that does not necessarily mean that when they air on Netflix that they will remain a 2-hour show. Instead, it is expected for the show to return to a 3-hour format. However, nothing has been set in stone because WWE has yet to confirm that information. The other story that we discussed was on Drew McIntyre, and it does look like he will not be finishing this feud on top, because it does look like CM Punk will be beating him at Bad Blood inside Hell in a Cell, and it does look like WWE already has plans for CM Punk after he finishes his feud with Drew McIntyre, and that is for him to go after Gunther and the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, which is a pretty cool and interesting idea in my opinion. However, I am very curious to see what they have planned for Drew McIntyre after his feud with CM Punk ends at Bad Blood. And I do think that will be very interesting to see what they have planned for him. So with that being said, guys, that is all of the news that we have for today. Please make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions on all of the topics that we discussed today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.